December 3rd, 2022, the first day I have stepped foot in the gym, and a lot of things awaits for me. A lot of machine, a lot of equipment. My world just like opens up into a new place. My eyes are sparkling with excitement and anticipation of getting my best workout possible. Turns out the first workout I did was just grabbing some dumbbells and doing some curls. Fast forward 2 years later, when I have learned a lot about doing stuff over and over again and trying out all the machines, mastering almost all of them, guess what? I grabbed the dumbbells I used to grab before, put it down behind my torso, and start my workout. Even though 2 years has passed, that same exercise still clicks with me and still stays with me right now to grow my beautiful arms. So this guide will be a full guide that myself right now would send to my younger self to effectively get these biceps as aesthetic as possible. Just following these 3 parts of this video, I guarantee you will have every single knowledge you need to start taking action and build that beautiful bicep of yours to its peak. So let's not waste your time any further and get into the video. So number 1, the anatomy of the biceps. How does the bicep made? The bicep you can look like is like this. People often mistaken bicep as the whole part of the arm here, which is not the case. The bicep is the part up here, the only part up here that's like a bit on an oval circular shape. People think that, oh, this is the bicep. But no, your upper arm just consists of actually 2 parts. It's the bicep and the tricep. The tricep is the big part right here. The bicep is only like the circular part right here. So the bicep only consists of about 30% of your arms. But without the bicep, your arms would look flat and unaesthetic as fuck. So you would need to know how to build the bicep. The bicep now will have even more parts because bi means 2 and tri means 3. I'll make a video on how you train your tricep to its most aesthetic peak as possible. But now we stick to bicep. Bicep has 2 parts, the inner bicep and the outer bicep. You can imagine like your bicep split in half on this straight part right here. It's split in half and there's one of inner and outer bicep. So it contains of 2 muscle heads, which hence the name bicep. So to get the most aesthetic bicep possible, you would need to train these 2 parts of the bicep and not just one. Alright, so we have known the basic anatomy of the bicep. The bicep is a part of the upper arms and it consists of about 30% of your arms, and it has 2 heads, the inner head and the outer head. So part number 2 is knowing the movement set. So usually the basic rules of building muscle I have always said on my previous video, and in this video I will rewind it for you, which the process of building muscle consists of 2 main things. Number 1 is the training. In that training, there's a part of making micro tears of the muscle by applying force and stretch to the muscle to maximize the progress of making those micro tears, and then you go home, recover to heal those micro tears into bigger strands of muscles. So when you do apply force, as you hold the weight and you train, you apply the weight on your bicep. But to maximize the stretch, you would need to know the range of motion of the bicep in the first place. So the bicep moves like this. It curls up and then extends. So this part will be the most extended version. So any movement that moves like this, alright, like this, will hit the biceps. So that could look like chin-ups. Yeah, you see chin-ups also do that. Bicep curls and preacher curls, also stuff like that. It all moves the bicep in like a curl movement. So usually any curl movement would hit the bicep. But to actually maximize the process of training both of these 2 heads of the bicep, like sometimes when you do like flexing over here, you look at this point, and then sometimes you flex over here. The 2 part of the bicep shows differently. Usually if you want to make it simple, just stick to 1 bicep curl exercise, that's all good. But if you want to step up the games, there's 2 variants you need to cover up for each heads of the biceps. For me personally, I feel that when you put your elbows behind your torso and then you reaches your arms out, like you point your arms outside of your body and you do your curls, it would morely hit the inner part of the bicep. But if you put your elbows position, like your arm position, in front of your torso, like it would hit the outer bicep more. So yeah, Usually, a normal curl that is side by side to your torso will still hit your bicep pretty well, but if you want to specifically target a part of the bicep to make it pop a little bit more, I would say that a variant that puts your elbows behind your torso and then you curl would hit your inner bicep more, and then a variant of your elbows, your upper arms, in front of your torso and you do your curls would hit your outer biceps more. So that is the movement sense if you want to maximize both head of the bicep. And how would this look like in real life? What are the actual exercise selection you should do to maximize aesthetic? Number one, I would recommend you to not overcomplicate things like every single exercise for every single muscle on the internet. There's like, oh, like this bicep curl and preacher curl, and like, oh, you do this incline bicep curl, you're missing out on the gains. But like, oh, if you don't do this preacher curl on the incline bench seat, you are missing out on gains. Like, oh, blah 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 blah. So much stuff to overcomplicate. Just have a maximum of 2 exercises on your exercise selection. When it comes to bicep, which one would train for the inner bicep, which have your elbows behind your torso and you curl up, and once it's in front of your torso, which you curl up will hit the outer biceps. With that, the amount of sets that I would recommend for arms is still around 5 to 10 sets. Maybe you can bump up to like 12 if you're lacking out on arms. Split those sets if you decide to do 2 exercises, for 1 for the inner bicep and 2 for the outer bicep. Split those in half, or just prioritize more sets for the parts that you feel that, oh, I'm a bit lacking on the inner/outer bicep. Make sure it's both balanced and maximize the aestheticness to your own genetics. So that is the 3-part guide on how to build the most aesthetic bicep possible, which the bicep consists of 2 parts, like I said, and you would only need 2 exercises for it. From that, just train hard, train to failure from 4 to 10 sets, and then you should be set with consistency to get yourself the most aesthetic version of your bicep. And if you're interested in more of this type of educational content and a community with like-minded men who are all on the same goal of building an aesthetic physique like you, top link in the description down below is my paid community. So if you're interested in all that, you can check out the top link in the description down below. That's it for today's video, and I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.